Welcome back to Happy Seniors Life, where East meets West to help you live longer, stronger, and with more ease each day. I'm Dr. Thomas, and for over 30 years, I've walked alongside older Americans through their health journeys from hospital hallways to home visits, from late night phone calls to quiet, grateful mornings. And today, we're going to talk about something that almost no one sees coming. Not sugar, not salt, not fast food, but vegetables. Yes, the very foods we've always believed were safe. Because after the age of 60, your body changes. Your gut becomes more sensitive. Your heart needs more rhythm, not resistance. And some vegetables, depending on how they're prepared, can quietly do more harm than help. And joining me is a man who knows this deeply. Japan's oldest practicing physician, Dr. Shigaki Hinohara. He lived beyond 100 years, not just in age, but in wisdom, teaching, healing, and writing for people just like you. Before we begin, I'd like to ask you something. Have you ever felt bloated, restless, or noticed your heart beating faster after a healthy dinner? If yes, type 1 in the comments. If no, type 0. We'd love to hear your experience. And if this message touches your heart today, please hit subscribe and turn on the bell so we don't lose touch, because your heart deserves to be heard, even by the food on your plate. Let's begin. Topic 1: the tomato mistake. How healthy foods can disrupt your heart. Dr. Thomas, Dr. Hinohara, thank you again for being here. You've spent more than a century exploring how food affects the aging body. Let's begin with a food that's in almost every American kitchen: tomatoes. We've always heard they're full of antioxidants and good for the heart. But you've warned that raw tomatoes might do more harm than we realize. Can you explain, Dr. Hinohara? Thank you. Dr. Thomas, yes. This surprises many people. In Japan, we often say, warm food calms. Cold food shocks. Tomatoes are naturally acidic and cooling. When you eat them raw in salads, sandwiches, or juice, they increase the acid in your stomach. And here's the important part. After 60, most people produce less stomach acid, so the tomato doesn't break down and it sits there. And it starts to ferment. That fermentation causes gas, bloating, and sometimes acid reflux. But what many seniors don't know is that this reflux can stimulate the vagus nerve. And the vagus nerve talks directly to your heart, Dr. Thomas. That's incredible. So what feels like just a bit of bloating after dinner might actually be throwing off your heart rhythm, Dr. Hinohara. Exactly. I had a patient, a retired nurse, age 73. She came to me complaining of a racing heart at night. No stress, no caffeine. Just a simple dinner: whole wheat pasta with fresh tomato salad. But her symptoms matched a pattern I've seen before. After removing raw tomatoes from dinner, her sleep improved. The palpitations stopped. Dr. Thomas, that's powerful. Most people wouldn't connect their heart flutter with what's on their salad plate. It seems so minor, but it adds up, doesn't it? Dr. Hinohara, yes? One mistake done every night becomes a pattern, and that pattern becomes a burden. We must respect the rhythm of an older body. It is slower, more sensitive, and wise. So we must cook with care. Dr. Thomas. So what's your advice for those who love tomatoes, Dr. Hinohara? You don't need to give them up. Just transform them. Lightly saute them with olive oil, garlic, or ginger. Turn them into a warm soup. Let the heat change their sharpness into gentleness. Cooked tomatoes still offer lycopene, the heart protective antioxidant, but without the digestive shock. Eat them warm, eat them slowly, and your heart will thank you. Dr. Thomas beautifully said. Friends, if you've been eating raw tomatoes every night, especially with dinner, I invite you to try a gentle change. Cook them, blend them into a stew, see how your body responds, and tell us in the comments below. Have you ever felt restless after a tomato-heavy meal? We'd love to hear your story. Let's move to the next food soon, but first, let's give our hearts a little peace tonight. Topic 2. Eggplant and the oil trap, a quiet stressor for the aging heart. Now, doctor, let's talk about another familiar face at the dinner table, eggplant. It's soft, versatile, and often seen as harmless. But you've said that eggplant can quietly inflame the body, especially the heart and blood vessels. How does that happen, Dr. Hinohara? Yes, eggplant, or nasu, as we call it in Japan, belongs to the nightshade family. This family includes tomatoes, potatoes, and peppers. They contain a compound called solanine, which is known to irritate the gut and cause inflammation in blood vessels. Most people associate solanine with joint pain, but in seniors, its effect on circulation is far more important. Even small amounts of chronic inflammation can burden the heart. Dr. Thomas, that's something I rarely hear. We often blame aging when the real culprit is the cooking method. How does solanine affect older adults specifically? Dr. Hinohara, older adults already have a weaker gut barrier. Solanine can pass through more easily. It triggers a low-grade immune response, putting the heart under stress without any obvious symptoms. You might not feel sick, but you might feel tired, irritable, or your blood pressure fluctuates more often. And the real danger comes when the eggplant is fried. Dr. Thomas, yes, eggplant parmesan, deep-fried slices, stir-fried dishes. Dr. Hinohara, exactly. Eggplant absorbs oil like a sponge. That oil is rarely healthy. It adds hidden fat, which many seniors struggle to process. I had a patient, 79 years old. His cholesterol had been stable for 2 years. Then his daughter moved in and started making eggplant lasagna every week. 3 months later, his LDL cholesterol, the bad kind, had jumped by 30%. We stopped the weekly eggplant. The numbers dropped again. His fatigue also improved. Dr. Thomas, that's such a common story. The food feels comforting. It feels home-cooked. But the oil, the frequency, it adds up. Dr. Hinohara, comfort is important, but we must cook with wisdom, not just tradition. If you enjoy eggplant, I recommend grilling it until soft, not charred. Use minimal oil. Avoid heavy sauces and cheese. Better yet, pair it with bitter greens like mustard leaves or arugula. These help stimulate enzymes that aid fat digestion, and always give your body at least 1 week to reset before eating eggplant again. Dr. Thomas, that's a golden rule. Respect recovery time. So let me summarize this for our friends watching. If you're over 60 and love eggplant, be mindful. Avoid frying. Grill lightly. Pair with cleansing greens. And treat eggplant like a treat, not a daily food. Your heart is working hard. Let's not make it work harder. And if you've noticed feeling sluggish after eating eggplant dishes, tell us in the comments what's your favorite way to prepare it. We'll continue in just a moment with a vegetable that's become a modern wellness trend, but maybe drying out your heart without you realizing it. Topic 3, the celery juice trend, a heart risk, hiding in your morning routine. Let's shift to something more recent, a trend many seniors have adopted with the best intentions, celery juice. It's everywhere. You see it on TV, in health books, even in morning wellness routines for celebrities. But, doctor, you've seen a very different side of this trend in your clinic. Why do you caution older adults about celery juice? Dr. Hinohara, yes. Celery juice sounds clean, refreshing, and safe. But for older adults, especially over 65, it can be too much. Celery is a natural diuretic. It makes the body release fluids. Now, that might sound helpful, reducing bloating, lowering blood pressure, but here's the problem. When you lose water, you also lose electrolytes. And the most important one for heart rhythm is potassium. Dr. Thomas. And when potassium drops, Dr. Hinohara, you feel weak. Your hands might tremble. You feel lightheaded when standing, and your heart rhythm becomes unstable. One of my patients, a retired school teacher, age 68, she started drinking 8 ounces of celery juice every morning after watching a wellness video online. She thought she was cleansing her system, but within 2 weeks, she started feeling dizzy during walks. She had palpitations after meals. She couldn't sleep well. Her potassium level had dropped below 3. 5 milliequivalents per liter, which is considered hypokalemia, or low potassium. We stopped the celery juice. Added mineral-rich foods, miso soup, seaweed, sesame. Within 1 week, she regained energy. Her heart stabilized. Dr. Thomas, it's such a well-meaning mistake. You think you're helping your body, but you're actually depleting it. Dr. Hinohara. That's why I always say, do not follow trends, follow your season of life. For seniors, the goal is not to flush the body, it's to nourish, stabilize, and build rhythm. Celery is not bad, but juice removes the fibers and intensifies its effect. Dr. Thomas. So, what do you recommend instead? Dr. Hinohara. Eat celery whole, not juiced. Use it in soups or stews where it's softened and balanced. Eat it no more than twice a week. And always pair it with foods that replenish minerals, miso, sesame seeds, seaweed, or even a small piece of cooked salmon. These combinations support your heart, not drain it. Dr. Thomas friends, if you're starting your day with celery juice, please pause and ask, does this make me feel stronger or more tired? If your energy dips in the morning, your body may be asking for balance, not detox. Let us know. Have you tried celery juice before? How did it make you feel? Share your story in the comments. And next, we'll talk about a vegetable that's on every health food list, but might be blocking your calcium and clouding your joints. You don't want to miss it. Topic 5. Green bell peppers. Why crunchy and fresh can disrupt your sleep? Doctor. The next vegetable really surprised me. Green bell peppers. They're colorful, low in calories, and high in vitamin C. They show up in salads, stir fries, even raw veggie platters at parties. But you've noticed they can create trouble for the aging nervous system. What's the story behind that, Dr. Hinohara? Yes. Green bell peppers are actually unripe peppers. They are the youngest, most undeveloped form of red or yellow peppers. This means they are harder to digest. They contain more capsaicin-like compounds, which can stimulate the nervous system. In younger bodies, this stimulation can feel energizing. But in older adults, especially those with heart rhythm issues or poor sleep, it can act like a trigger. Dr. Thomas, that's something most people would never expect. How does this stimulation affect the heart and sleep? Dr. Hinohara. Many of my older patients describe the same thing. They eat a light dinner, stir fry with green peppers, and go to bed. Then they wake up at 2 or 3 feeling anxious or restless. They assume it's stress or aging. But when we remove raw or barely cooked green peppers from dinner, sleep improves. It's not just digestion. It's the gut-brain-heart axis. These compounds irritate the stomach, which stimulates the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve connects directly to the heart and brain, and that's when sleep is broken. The mind can't settle. The heart races. Dr. Thomas. So, a raw green pepper could be silently overactivating the whole nervous system. Dr. Hinohara. Exactly. It may look innocent, fresh, crunchy, green, but for older bodies, it's a bit too sharp. We need warmth. We need food that soothes, not startles. Dr. Thomas. What about switching to red or yellow peppers? Dr. Hinohara. Much better. Red and yellow peppers are ripe, sweeter, and gentler. They're easier to digest and less likely to overstimulate the nervous system. But even with those, always cook them. Never eat bell peppers raw if you struggle with bloating, palpitations, or restless sleep. Dr. Thomas, that's such a helpful distinction. So to summarize for our listeners, if you're eating green bell peppers, especially raw, and you've been waking up anxious, with a racing heart or shallow sleep, try removing them for a week. See what changes. Your body might be telling you something. And now, for our final insight, we'll wrap up today's conversation with one powerful truth. Why the way we eat in our 70s should be different from how we ate in our 30s. In aging, the body asks for rhythm, not force. As we come to the end of today's conversation, I want to leave you with this. Growing older isn't a breakdown. It's a transition. And just like a fine instrument, your body doesn't need to be pushed. It needs to be tuned. In youth, we eat for speed, for muscle, for ambition. But after 60, our needs change. We must eat for rhythm, for peace, for clarity. What worked at 30 raw salads, cold smoothies, trendy detoxes may now disturb our heart, sleep, and circulation. This is not a weakness. It's wisdom. The body is not failing. It is simply asking us to listen differently. You've just learned how 5 everyday vegetables, tomatoes, eggplant, celery, spinach, and green bell peppers, can either support your heart or slowly wear it down. It all depends on how you prepare them and how you respect your stage of life. So here's my gentle challenge for you today. Choose one vegetable from our list. Cook it differently. Try something warm instead of raw. Add miso, ginger, sesame, simple, healing ingredients. And notice what changes in your body, in your sleep, in your mood. If you feel even a little lighter, even a little clearer, then your heart has already noticed, because your heart remembers every kindness you show it. Before you go, I invite you to share with us what is one food you eat every week that you're now rethinking. Let us know in the comments below. Your story may guide someone else to a healthier path. And if this episode touched you, please subscribe to our channel and tap the bell so we can keep walking this journey with you. In our next episode, we'll explore 3 surprising dinner mistakes that can disrupt your sleep and stress your kidneys, even if you think you're eating healthy. Until then, eat gently, live wisely, and remember, your best years may still be ahead. If you learn how to truly listen to your body,